Apologies for that. Welcome to the RTE stream for today, the Oireachtas. I believe we're currently discussing a bill. Oh, hold on, I need to disable. Okay, give me a second with the screen. Gonna have to try and find out how to disable. I hope that's fixed. Okay, I'm gonna hope it is anyway. Um, so yeah, we're currently discussing. I believe this is the bill that's going to repeal a lot of legislation passed by previous governments. And no, I haven't fixed the issue. Give me just a second then. Okay, I fixed the issue with the screen there. Can return back to the viewing. I believe Bo is bringing up some areas of the document that may have been mistyped. It appears is what she's saying anyway. Yeah, the Great Repeal Bill. Yeah. I believe he's bringing up the fact that a lot of these bills are made by her own party, Bo's own party, and that she's not happy about this. But we now have a point of order raised by Bo here, the leader of the Green Party. But there was a motion to move to voting. I think the CC will quickly hear the point of order. Oh, never mind. It has passed the point. Oh my god. What? It has passed the voice vote. Where we saw. Yeah, oh, we currently have Deputy Bo now raising her points of order. Um, she's raised the point that the Taoiseach made personal attacks against her. I mean, I'm going to say that there were no personal attacks. It was an attack against her party, but I don't think it was specifically against her. The Taoiseach and Taoiseach was asked to have watched the tone, however. We had the Taoiseach going up to read the rules. No shouting, name calling, or being mean. Something brung up by, I think Bo actually instated these rules here. Then the clerk put them up. I mean, I don't blame them. A lot of the time, I do think the door acts like complete playground children. So I think it's acceptable to have something like these rules up here. We now have the next bill, the Government Transparency Bill. I haven't actually read on this one, but I mean, I think it would have something to do with the government and being transparent. What that means, I'm not sure, but I think Oscar will explain it here. Or you'd hope anyway. I think Oscar's coming under a lot of fire from being called socialist here. I've got Reginald in the chat saying, "Don't let Oscar build a socialist in Ireland." Wait, build a socialist Ireland. I think the anti-shook is taking a lot of tags there. I do believe that the viewership of the Oireachtas usually goes up when the Shanard is in session, because I think there's a lot of the dual members coming over and watching the stream instead. I thought I'd just bring it out because I think viewership's been very low recently, unfortunately. But you know, it is to be expected, obviously, from can't expect to stay that high. Either way, we're now moving to the second reading of debate. We now have Erin, Fianna Fáil leader, rising here to debate this bill. And I got told by viewers to be more sensationalist. And if I was being more sensationalist, I would make the point here that I find it funny Fianna Fáil is debating against the government transparency bill. Um, Erin is saying that the government should not need this to be legislated. And on top of that, there is no mechanism of enforcement on it. She continues saying it's virtually unenforceable. The Taoiseach is now being asked for a response. I'm actually going to very quickly take a look at this tabled legislation. So give me just a second as I check. the Government Transparency Bill. So, it outlines that ministers must submit a bi-weekly report to Taoiseach on Sundays, and it will be published on government social medias or other ways. And that ministers must provide updates on departmental activities from submitting their bi-weekly reports. It's a very short bill, but I would agree that it's not really It's not, at least according to this bill, it's not enforceable. So you wouldn't. And I think another argument you can make against this bill is, and if there was something that was enforceable, like you have to fire a minister, they can either be reappointed or someone would just amend it or reappeal it. Another point again raised by a leader saying, what is the consequence of not completing this bi-weekly report, and asking if Taoiseach can explain. We're now moving to the third reading. They're asking if it's agreed. We have the Labour bench surprisingly agreeing, Fianna Fáil and Bow disagreeing, and the entire government bench agreeing. Oh, I would like to point out, I have actually just seen we have Will on the Social Democrat bench. At least I think he's being a Social Democrat now. And we also have the other person who did resign yesterday. Okay, they're now being asked to do ta or nil. I'm not sure how you meant to pronounce that in English. Or not in English, in Irish. I will have to very quickly search that up. Oh, I forget that Google Translate doesn't even support Irish. I think this needs to be changed, and we need to call against these mega corporations stopping us from being able to express. They were stopping Irish people from expressing their language. It's honestly a horrible thing. We need to fix this. We now have the Minister's Amendment Bill. I believe this is the one that will probably be removing the NAS from. Well, removing domestic affairs and moving the NAS over to the communities again, and Garda back over to justice. Oscar says that the bill will de-Americanise our government, something he's been bringing up quite a lot recently. Yeah, I am right in saying this bill completely removes the Department for Domestic Affairs, reinstates the Department of Defence, changes the Department of Communities, Culture, Media and Language to get an oversight of the National Ambulance Service, but also renames it to the Department of Communities, Culture, Media and Language. Before it wouldn't have had media, and justice gets an oversight on Garda again. Another quote he's been saying a lot is, "This is going back to the basics." So, I think this bill is very vital to the Social Democrats in what they've been saying against de-Americanizing the government, making the government basic again. So we will just have to see. I will quickly point out it does not actually talk what happens to the handling of immigration and granting of citizenship. But, there is no debate, so we now move to the next stage of voting. They're now voting on the bill. Again, Labour surprisingly agreeing with the bill, and shockingly, Fianna Fáil also agreeing with the bill. We have Erin there, the leader of Fianna Fáil, actually agreeing to amend one of their previous bills they sent. I think it's been agreed that. Oh, I'm not sure if they're agreeing to move on or just agreeing with the bill. I would assume it was the bill. I don't know. We'll have to see. Actually, I'm looking at these posters and I actually kind of understand why Bo has access to these, because she used to be. I think she used to work at a school before becoming a politician. I would say a very noble career. Okay, they're now asking the question if the bill passes. But yet again, Erin agrees that the leader of Fianna Fáil agrees that the bill should pass, amending the work of the previous Fianna Fáil Green Party government. We now move on to the next bill. This one proposed by Maxi. There's something else to mention. This deputy here, he actually, another Fianna Fáil deputy, he actually nilled the bill whilst Erin said yes, which usually TDs do not go against the voting of their leader. But it does happen sometimes. We now have the Freedom of Information Bill, proposed by a Labour. I'm going to quickly find this bill because apparently I think it's proposing basically the same thing the Transparency Bill did, but. I believe we're moving on to debate. I don't really understand this bill. I understand why they've created it, but personally, I would not pass something like this as the government because any citizen can just, which there are over 1,000 of. I think 3,000 actually. 3,000 citizens could all ask that. They get the information. That would be far too many requests for any government to handle. So. First, Oscar begins saying that the bill isn't formatted properly, or nor written well. He says that he does appreciate the bill's purpose, which again I do understand. This is definitely a bill I would agree with if it was just written better, because a lot of it is just. I believe you would need to have some kind of thing where a group of citizens would have to ask for the information. Not anyone by themselves can just go up and ask for it. We now move to the third reading. Surprisingly, the Labour TD didn't actually respond to the criticism gave. He's now asked whether the bill does pass. Now, it would surprise me if the government agreed with this. 2-0 from the government benches so far. Growing in numbers, we've got quite a few nil. 2 Labour agreeing. Oh, even Fianna Fáil is disagreeing. And the bill has not passed, so it's been denied. So I believe they can. Yeah, so it's not passed for today. We now have the corruption bill, a very aptly named bill. Getting very uncreative with our names here. It's the same deputy as beforehand. I'll quickly read through this bill just to understand what's about. It seems to establish a commission that I'm just reading through it. There is a lot here. I mean, personally, I would worry that the Oireachtas chooses who is the commissioner, so the majority of the government could be used, which just breeds more corruption. But I haven't read the full bill. There might be something that goes against this, or oh no, commissioners will be appointed, and then the chief commissioner is appointed. Oh, we've had our CC disappear for a moment. Hopefully they will return. Okay, we do have the CC back now. I don't know why they've said there's a China drone. I think we have Finna Fall here disagreeing with the bill, so it's completely unnecessary.